Hello, wonderful viewers. If it's the first time watching this show is called Measures of Life on Golden Eye Films TV, and I am your host, Nadia. On this show, we try to come up with issues that is affecting the nation negatively, and also we try to encourage, motivate our viewers. So please subscribe to the channel and click on the notification icon for more interesting videos. Today we are going to look at what made Akufo-Addo won the election whilst his MPs lost their seat. You could see that this particular election, Ghanaian voted skirt and blouse. I hope you understand. So what made Akufo-Addo won the election whilst his MPs lost their seat? And I have here the executive producer of Golden Eye Films TV. He is a producer and also very good at script writing. So please enjoy your stay with us. Hello, Mr. Adams.
Nadia, you look great today.
Really?
Sure. Your outfit you are looking great.
But it's not the first time I'm wearing this.
I've not seen you with this dress.
Go back and check our videos.
Your videos are so many, so I can't remember. What I know is that the outfit is good. It looks great on you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
You're also looking smart.
Let's thank God for that.
Amen. Okay, so the topic I brought today is what made Akufo-Addo won the election whilst his MPs lost their seat. And so we all know the election is over, and then Ghanaians have shown that we are the heartbeat of African democracy. So what can you say about this whole process then?
Yes. Let's in the first place, as a media house, we have to thank Ghanaians as a whole. I think the president has done that already. And as a media house, we also need to thank Ghanaians for doing a marvelous job. Many people were thinking that it was going to create fear and panic. But at the end of the day, we realized that everything has gone on smoothly. Though there are certain issues that are still yet to be sorted out. And I know with the help of God, we will still be able to solve those problems amicably. So in the first place, Ghana has shown again that we are the best country when it comes to democracy. And a lot of countries are looking up to us to also emulate us, which is very good. And then even the UN observers and those who always come around to observe the elections, when it's time for Ghana to vote, they can always go and sleep and come back. Yes, they can go and sleep in a hotel and wake up and ask that, how did it go? And because we are not troublemakers.
Sure.
We are a peaceful nation, and for that matter, I thank Ghanaians for that.
Okay, so Mr. Adams, we all know Akufo-Addo came out successfully.
Yes.
Even though there are still issues.
Okay.
What can you say about this too?
Yes, I was particularly surprised about the skirt and blouse voting, because if you look at the history, since the 1992 Constitution, you could realize that the NDC, the government in power, they normally vote hand in hand. When they vote for the president, they vote for the parliamentarian. If they vote for the parliamentarian, it makes the government work easier. Because when you vote skirt and blouse, it makes, how will I put it? It makes development very difficult. Yes. When the government, because the government have to make initiatives. You have to draw plans and approve.
Yes.
Now, if these decisions are going to be taken by the opposition, and you know African politics, at times, being an opposition party, you are supposed to oppose certain things that you think is not right for Ghana. But at times they don't look at that. They look at what is not right for the party, for the opposition party, not for as a whole, as a Ghanaian as a whole. So what happens is that when the mandate, the people who are supposed to approve this thing is coming from the opposition, then it will make the government work difficult. Because they want to make you unpopular so that they can get a chance. That is the more reason why voting skirt and blouse does not help any nation when it comes to an election. So Akufo-Addo has done well. If you look at the reason why Ghanaians have wake up now, in the past, parliamentarians can go and sleep and wake up and win an election. President can sleep and wake up and go and win an election. But there's something that is constant in life, and that is change. Yeah. No matter what, there will always be change in people's mentality. So Ghanaians have come to realize that no, these people are taking us for granted. So we are going to vote based on your performance. We are going to vote based on what you can do. The traditional way of voting is over. Yes. The ethnic way of voting is over. The tribal way of voting is over. So Ghanaians now are looking for what you can do for us. Not because you are my tribe. Sure. Not because I belong to the place you are coming from. Ghanaians has moved from that. So they now want to tell the politicians that, look, if you come and mess up with us, we are going to vote you out. So that is why they voted for the president, and they voted some of the out because they were not performing. They were thinking that being a member of a party in government, you can win at any time. So they relaxed. And one funny thing I noticed from these people is that when they mount the podium to talk to people, they rather concentrate on the party as a whole, instead of also concentrating on their personal work, instead of what they have done for their constituencies. They don't do that. They will rather campaign for the president and forget to campaign for themselves. So when you are campaigning if you are telling people what the president has done, you are enlightening the people about the president, but you are not enlightening the people about what you have done. So that has made this kind of issues Ghanaians to do this to vote against the MPs.
Okay, so you've answered my next question already. The question was, what made the parliamentarians lost their seat?
Yes, I can just emphasize on that.
Okay.
They lost their seat, like I've already made a point when I was talking about the president. You see, one, like I said, Ghanaians have moved. Maybe the politicians are still dreaming. They think that we are still at that place.
They don't know we've moved to a different level.
We have moved to a different level. They think that Ghanaians can be taken for granted. Sure. Therefore, you only wait when it is time for election. Then you bring rice, bring oil, bring corn meal, bring basket tie, bring guinea fowl, bring cockerel, all those things. You come and share people, and people will go out and vote for you. It is gone. Ghanaians have civilization is spreading. The system where we people vote based on tradition, based on culture, based on
religion.
Yes, where you are coming from. Yes. Oh, this person is from my hometown, so no matter what, I'm going to vote for him. The Voltarians are for MPP. The Ashantis are for the Voltarians are for NDC. The Ashantis are for MPP. No, it is past and gone. Ghanaians don't vote based on tradition anymore. Ghanaians don't vote based on culture. What they want is your performance. Are you performing? We want you to do this and do that. Have you done that after the 3 years? No. After 4 years? No. So when it is time for you to be voted, they vote you out. And like I was saying, they were thinking that when they mount the podium, instead of to fight for themselves, they were rather fighting for the president. They were rather enlightening people about what the president has done and forget to tell Ghanaians what they have done. Are you getting the point? So at the end of the day, they didn't do anything. And Ghanaians have shown the politician that we are now getting up. We have wake up from our slumber, and we are ready to vote anybody out who comes here and mess up with us. That is why they are now voting skirt and blouse. But if you look at it holistically, you realize that skirt and blouse voting does not help the country, because it will make development very difficult.
Very, very
look at how people do opposition in Africa here. They do opposition not because they don't do it based on the country or based for the welfare of the people in that country, but based on their party. What they will do to make that government unpopular, to make the government unpopular, so that Ghanaians will vote them out. So anything that you bring, even if it is good, and they have the mandate to approve it, they will say no.
All right, so then let's move to the next question. What do you think the president should do to unite Ghanaians and a way forward as a nation.
Yes, the president already know about that. He know the task ahead. Because when you win an election, it means that people love you. Though there are still some people who don't believe this and that. But fine, he has won. And he whatever it is, he's going to be our president. Fine. Whether there's a case in court or not, we still allow the law, or we still allow the court to decide that. But as we stand here, we all know that Akufo-Addo is the president. So for that, what he should be thinking now is how to unite Ghanaians. Though people will still talk against him, people will say bad things against him, but he should see us as his family. When you are a leader, I always say that when you are a leader, don't think about this person that didn't vote for me, this person didn't vote for me, therefore I am going to neglect them. No, what you need to do is that you have to unite them, because he's going for his last term. So he doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. Whether he's working for us or not, he still have only one term left. So, but he has already made a promise that he's not going to think about that. What he's going to do is to make sure that he does what is good for Ghanaians, and he's going to build infrastructure. He's going to improve the life of the people. He's going to make life comfortable for Ghanaians. And I am looking forward to that. And I believe that he will be able to unite the country, especially if you look at what he has done at the Dabon crisis. He was able to go there and sort out issues. And you know, President Akufo-Addo is a very smart man. He's a very, very smart man. You see, what made Ghanaians to come to love this man is he took a bad situation and turned it into a good situation for himself. For example, the COVID-19, how he handled the COVID-19, how he gave free water, how he gave free light, how he gave this and that, loans to people, though most of the loans went to food soldiers. What I mean is that he was able to do this, he was able to do all these things. So it made Ghanaians believe that this man is a good man. People can vote for you just being good. That is why in life you have to be good to everybody. Akufo-Addo won this election because he turned a bad situation into a good situation. If there was no COVID-19, he cannot get up and say, I'm going to give free water. If there was no COVID-19, he will not get up and say, I'm going to give free light. Though he might want to do it, but Ghanaians will ask, why are you doing this? Because you want to win election. But because of COVID-19, he used that COVID-19 and said that I am going to give free water, I am going to give free light. And nobody can say anything because we needed help, and he decided to help. And I think this propelled Ghanaians to vote for him. If there was no COVID-19 and these measures were not taken, it would have been very difficult for him. It would have been very, very difficult for him.
What about the free SHS?
Yes, the free. To me, that has been said and it is ongoing. Are you getting the point? But to me, I don't see the effectiveness of the free this thing. To me, in person, I don't. Because how many people in Ghana today, apart from the poor, very, very poor, how many people send their children to government schools? Are you getting the point? Most of the rich and most those everybody think that the government schools are useless, and for that matter, they want their children to go to private school. And the private school, they will collect their school fees because it is not being run by government. Government cannot say all private schools shouldn't take school fees, shouldn't show uniforms, to show uniform free. No, once your child is in private school, you need to pay. Sure. But it is the government schools that I think he has made these things free. So I think it was also a plus. But to me, I am looking at what the key moment of Akufo-Addo winning the election was how he handled the COVID-19. Wow. That is it. Wow. The loans, COVID-19 loans, the free water. People like free things. Sure. Are you getting the point?
Especially Ghanaians.
Yes, people like free things. So when you are giving them, especially light and water, when you give them free and you even want them to vote for you for 100 years, they'll vote you. So Ghanaians have shown that if you come to help us, we'll also help you. And I think that was what made him come to
Okay. So finally, Mr. Adams, what should we expect from the president in this last term?
Yes, we expect a lot from him. You see, it is his last term. And normally people who are going for their last term, they are not afraid to take decisions. Because they believe that whether it's good or not, it's my last term. But he shouldn't also forget that he belongs to a party. And the more he fails to do certain things, it will affect the party in future elections. So what I think the president should do is that he should try his possible best and still fulfill his promises. What he said he will do for us during the campaign, he should continue to do it. Because when you do it, it will help the party it will help the MPP party. And that even the one who is coming to contest on the ticket of the MPP, what Nana Akufo-Addo is going to do today will have a say whether the person will win or not. So he should still stick to his rules. He should still make sure that he fulfill all the promises that he made. And Ghanaians will always remember him. Rawlings, for instance, you know what Rawlings has done. And even before his death, he was loved by so many people because of what he has done, because of the belief Ghanaians had on him. So if Akufo-Addo have to leave a legacy, then you also have to emulate President Rawlings and also make sure that he does. President Kufuor also did a lot of work.
National health insurance.
Yes, the school feeding program. He brought a lot of good policies. Okay, so Kufuor is also remembered for this kind of things that he has done. So if you want to be a president and be remembered for all these things, then you should do what? You should commit and work very hard. Let me not forget to mention Atamels. He also did his part. He brought infrastructure, especially the schools. He did a lot. Don't forget Mahama. He built hospitals, he built some market to people. So everybody is playing his part. And that is the beauty of democracy.
Sure.
We have to, our leaders have to make sure that when you are no more there, how will Ghanaians look at your government? What happened when you were there? All these things, you can be a former president, but you see the Ghanaians will still laugh you, they will still respect. When you come out and say something, they will believe you. And that is what I'm expecting Akufo-Addo. He has already done a lot. I am still expecting him to do more. And to the parliamentarians, you have seen it. You have now known that chicken and goat meat and basket tie and football and slippers, sharing plasma and all those things too. They will still collect. Because the money is not for you.
Yes.
It's taking it from somewhere and you come and you are dancing them. They will take it and they will still vote against you. So I'm telling Ghanaians that let's be ready. When they bring those things, let's collect. But we have changed. Our mentality has changed because we all have come to realize that change is constant in life. That is the only thing that is constant. And the politicians should have been expecting that one day, Ghanaians will change. And we've shown that we have changed. So they are now aware.
Adams.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you to Nadia. I like your today's topic.
Really?
Seriously. I don't know where
you don't have enough time.
I don't know where you've been getting them from.
Alright, I told you this year. Viewers,
but I am always ready.
This year.
Yes.
Mr. Adams, thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks very much, Nadia.
Okay, so viewers, I hope you've enjoyed your stay. I told you this year we have packed topics. Very, very interesting ones. So please subscribe to the channel and the notification icon for more interesting videos. I hope we've all learned something today. Thank you for your time, and I'm out for now. See you in our next episode. Bye.